Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peekaboo Beast. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021. The album. Damn it, Janet. Can't we have nice things? The album. Dad. AF. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause I'm mama who I'm so hard to handle now. Yes, I am. What's up? Happy Thursday. Can you tell I'm in a good mood? So let me tell you the story, Morning Glory, all right? I thought about doing another rant video today because I was just laying around and I was in such a good mood today. And I gotta be real honest with you guys, okay? I was sitting there and I was like watching these videos, you know, the Gabby Hanna stuff. And I was gonna make a video about that. And I'm like, to be honest with you, like, I don't know how Gabby Hanna does it. I really don't. It is just like, it is so, at this point, like just, and I'm gonna continue to cover it. I am, okay? Because I think it's important to continue to cover it. But it's just like so bringing me down at this point that I just wanted to do a fun video over here today. Or not even just a fun video, but like a speculative video or a talking about something video. And I thought, I'm just gonna get in my car and I'm gonna talk about I don't know who knows what, okay? You know what I mean? Like I posed a question the other day in my video and I said, how many books did V.C. Andrews really write? But like this is the stuff I really think about, you know? Because I read Flowers in the Attic, okay? I read that whole series, Seeds of Yesterday. That was the last one, that was the prequel. I think there's 5 books in each of her series. Then I read Heaven. Then she died, okay? If I don't know. Oh, she wrote My Sweet Audrina too. So, then she died. I don't know if you know that, okay? But V.C. Andrews died. And then they say in the books, or they used to back in the day, they said, but she left outlines for tons and tons of books. Well, I mean, okay, so this was like 1987. It's 2021, and V.C. Andrews books are still coming out, all right? So here's my question to the drama of the V.C. Andrews book community, all right? How many books did this gal seriously write? I did one time, though, I did watch a documentary, I think it is on the YouTubes, about V.C. Andrews, and it told her life story and all this kind of stuff, and it was very similar to Flowers in the Attic. It was very spooky strange, but anyway. So, I was just laying in bed today, you know, and I was thinking to myself, God, what video can I do? I'm gonna go do a rant video in my car maybe, and then I thought, well, I just did one like 2 days ago, and nobody ever understands it. It's a rant video, and then I get all these comments on there, and people are so serious, and they're like, it's a rant video, okay? It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be like me just sitting in my car with my good Judy, like all of us, sitting around having a Diet Coke, or KJ. People always ask me, what's a KJ? Kendall Jackson, you know, or a Lime-A-Rita, if that's what you do. If you like the spirits, maybe a Lime-A-Rita, you know, or a juice box, or a bottle of water, okay? Evian, I don't know. So anyway, it's just like those rant videos are me. All of my videos are just like me just sitting around. We're all just kind of hanging out talking, right? So I really wasn't in the mood, you know, for the haters to come over there that were like, you clickbaited this video and blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for all that today, okay? I literally can call a video, I'm clickbaiting this title, and people are like, you clickbait, every YouTuber clickbaits titles, get over it, okay? And I try my best to not clickbait titles, I really do. Somebody in there the other day, they said in my rant video, they said, you talked about Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas for 2 minutes of this video. I was like, oh, I know I most certainly did not. I know that more than half of that video is about Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas. So anyway, I was like, y'all, I cannot visit the delusional world of Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas today. I can't go there. I can't talk about it today. I need a cleansing of the soul, and then I will be back. I know I said that about today. I will be back tomorrow with another video covering all that stuff, okay? Gabby Hanna also, she didn't put out a video today. I was looking, I thought it was part 19 of the series, but she hadn't put it out yet. So anyway, I was like, well, what do I want to talk about? So I was sitting there and I was watching Hey Queen with Johnny McGovern. Do you guys like Hey Queen? I love Hey Queen so much. I'm so sad. Oh, Lady Red Couture passed away last year. I loved her so much. She'd sit over there and she'd eat her chicken wings and she'd do little comments. I loved her so much. I love Lady Red Couture. Can I just tell you something right now? That show, Johnny McGovern on Hey Queen. Okay, if you've never heard of Hey Queen, go check it out. He literally has had like every RuPaul's Drag Race queen in the entire world on his couch and interviewed them. Plus so many people from like all the cast of Dragula, the winners of Dragula, Dragula. He's had on like the Boulet brothers from Dragula. He's had all kinds of people in the industry. Candace Cain was on there. I love Candace Cain. He had Sasha Colby on there. I love Sasha Colby. He had all of these people, okay, on his thing. And I think he's like at 160,000 subscribers or something. I'm like, your channel should literally be at 1 million subscribers, okay? You're doing something that nobody else is doing. He literally has a set and everything, right? It's like a talk show. I'm like, I don't understand why he doesn't get more views. So anyway, go watch Hey Queen. If you love RuPaul's Drag Race, you will love Hey Queen. Tell Johnny I sent him. I love him so much. I love the look at hers. Those are my favorites. So he does this thing, the after show is called Look at Her. I sometimes, after I'm done with my vlog, I pull into a gas station and I get like cheese and chips and like a chocolate bar or something. That's why I look like this. But anyway, then I get into the parking lot and I sit there and I just park and I eat my treats, you know, and I watch Look at Her. And that's where they get to flip a fan and throw a little shade or talk about Kiki and you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I love that show so much, Johnny McGovern. But anyway, so I was catching up and I was watching some Johnny McGoverns, probably, I don't know, I've seen every single one over there. Who was the one on there the other day and it was the 4th time that she's been on there? I can't remember. But anyway, I watched that one, and then I was watching an old one. I was watching Mayhem Miller up in bed, laying in bed. And I was like, oh, I want to do something just kind of fun, get on video today, right? And I don't know why, but all of a sudden I thought, where's James Charles? Now y'all know that's how my mind works, okay? I'm just sitting there and I'm like, where's James Charles? What does a day in the life of James Charles look like today? You know, he's taken this hiatus, which I think is great. I think it needed to. I think he needs to come back and address all of the things that have come out. But I have a feeling he probably won't do that. I think it'll probably be some, I don't know. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate. That's another video. But I was like, where is James Charles? Like, is he still on the social media hiatus? I looked. The last thing he posted was his birthday picture with his dog on May 23rd. So that was the last thing he's posted. It's been over a month. It's been longer than that since he's been gone. I was like, is he going to take a year off like Miss Tati? I was like, you know, how long has he been gone? And one of the things that I think to myself on quite a regular basis, because so many people ask me, okay, is how long do these people need to be gone? You know, like how long should they be gone? And, you know, what's a break look like to them? And what would I be willing to accept and whatever? Hey, listen, okay? I am not fans of these people the way that y'all are fans of these people. You are the ones that need to make that decision, okay? If you are okay to watch them tomorrow, watch them tomorrow. If you feel like they shouldn't come back for a year, that's on you, okay? I'm not the one that makes that decision. I do have feelings about it, right? I don't know that I think that there's any time limit. I really, really don't. I feel like it, you know, because I read this Reddit thread, which we're going to talk about in just a second, and on the Shane Dawson Reddit, and it said something about too soon about him coming back, because people are speculating that he's coming back, and they referenced David Dobrik, which I'm going to read this to you in a second, that David Dobrik was gone 3 months, and then he came back. And I'm like, well, maybe David Dobrik learned all of his lessons he needed to learn in 3 months. Yeah, that's a joke. Anyway, so I don't know. To me, it's a lot of, well, what did they do while they were gone, and have they, you know, vocalized that? I got so many, you know, this is the thing. Dare I get into the whole Tati thing? You know, I made this video about Tati coming back that was like glowing, okay? And I was like, oh, she did this and she did that and she addressed all these issues, which I still stand by and I agree, right? But then, in reading some of the threads on the Beauty Guru Reddit, it made me start thinking about some things differently, right? And so I addressed that in a video or two. And I got a lot of comments and people were like, you're always so hard on Tati. I'm like, literally 2 days ago, I made a glowing video about Tati. So it's like, you know, I don't know. But I wanted to know what James Charles was up to. And then I was like, well, where's Shane Dawson, James Charles? Like, what is a day in their life when, I mean, do they wake up and think, is today the day? No, not today. Is today the day? Well, maybe I'll go get some chicken nuggets and then today will be the day, Shane Dawson probably thinks. Oh, he doesn't like chicken nuggets anymore. Okay, so anyway, but I went over to James Charles' Twitter and I wanted to see if he's like posted anything, because I'm sure that if he had, 9 million people would have contacted me and been like, you know, James Charles is posting over on the Twitter again, right? He hasn't, but for taking a social media break, this is awfully interesting to me. He's liking a lot of tweets over there, okay? And I went in and I was kind of surprised that nobody had sent me all this. So 3 hours ago, he liked a tweet by Bretton Rock. Then he liked another tweet about a partnership with somebody, the brand ambassador. Then 3 days ago, it was another one. Okay, and then Got Mick, that was on 620. So he's pretty active over there. Oh, 619. Someone said, after I don't know how long, I finally have your palette at James Charles. Okay, and he liked that tweet. And goes on and on and on. And then the Tati video, of course, everybody's talked about how he liked that video, which is interesting because in the video, Tati said that she hasn't talked to anybody in the beauty community. I don't know. A lot of people like that video. Manny and UA like that video. Maybe that's just her way of, I don't know, maybe Jeffree Star sent her a nice message. I don't know, some earrings or something. Maybe that's just her way of... I'm getting in such subtle shade in this video today. I don't typically do that. People are going to be like, you're so shady. Well, you know what? Let me have a day, okay? Let me have a day where I get to flip a fan and be a little shady. All these other people get to do it. So anyway, so everybody was talking about James Charles liking that. Who knows? I don't think Tati would get in a video and say that she wasn't talking to people in the beauty community if it could be really proven, you know? Anyway, so I was just sitting around and I was wondering, well, how long really would the audience ask until this all comes back out, right? How long is too long for you, or how long is not long enough for you guys, and how long is too soon? Do you get what I'm saying? This video is kind of all over the place. There are some people that are like, what is going on? I have never seen this person before in my entire life. And then they say, and why do you talk like that? Because I do. Because this is my voice, and this is how I talk, and I love it. So anyway, let's get into this Reddit thread. I just want to mention a couple things that they say over here because I thought it was an interesting point. Y'all, I started reading these comments on the Reddit thread and they were so shady. They were so shady. I had to stop it. So anyway, all right, let's get into I don't know where I stopped the video, but let's get into the, because I was reading the comments, so I'll have to go back and figure it all out, how to like make it make sense. Make it make sense, you know what I mean? All right, let's get into the comments. So I read this thread on the Shane thread and it says, too soon, question mark? I've been seeing a bunch of posts on here saying that Shane is coming back too soon. And my question for everyone is, when is not too soon? It's been just about a year and I'm surprised he even waited this long. I know it was partially because of Trisha's canceling of Shane back in February. David Dobrik got canceled 3 months ago and is already back. Jeffree obviously waits about 2 days before he comes back, and I'm sure we are probably only a month or so away from James Charles returning. I don't know how they know that. So when is it not too soon to return from a cancellation? I think it's an interesting question. So let's go down here. Someone said, I personally don't think it's too soon if he takes accountability for everything and addresses it rather than ignore it and pretend he was on a mental health break. It's never, so for everybody out there that says he addressed everything, here, there's other people out there that don't think that he addressed things. It's never too soon to take accountability and apologize. Someone said, I don't actually think he deserves to come back at all, but I agree with accountability and then also change in behavior. His soft boy Instagram stories and Rylan exposing himself just prove they either still think crappy behavior is okay or know that it makes money and simply don't care. I think the latter. And I'm going through some of these because they're just too graphic to even read. Someone said if cancel culture was real, he wouldn't come back. That's the whole point. Unfortunately, he can and he will. He already has lots of support. But in my opinion, it is too soon and there will never be a right time, especially as long as he got his fake soft boy persona showing he really hasn't changed at all. If he had any shame, he wouldn't be showing his face right now. Someone said he shouldn't come back at all after all the harm he's caused. And someone said, I've always taken it a bit of dramatics, assuming people say too soon, meaning either they aren't ready for him to return or don't want him to. Whether this is true or not, I don't know, but that's always been my interpretation of it. So that's interesting. And a lot of people are in here and they're defending David Dobrik coming back. I would hope everyone on this sub is anti-James and David. To be honest, for me personally, I didn't watch either of them to begin with, so it's easy just to not give them views, whereas Shane I enjoyed, so I feel the need to talk about it and try to make sure other people don't fall for the fakeness. And I have to tell you, this thread over there on the Shane thread is rather interesting. The majority of the people that are over there, if you go back and look, because I have on the timing of it, like before this all happened with Shane, like his fall from grace, so to speak, it was like all glowing like posts, like people like love Shane. And then when this happened, it was a lot of fans that are like, I don't really know what to make of this. And that thread is really interesting over there because it's kind of like a collection of people that loved Shane and were super fans of Shane that now don't really know what to think, but they do feel betrayed in some way, if that makes sense. It's an interesting thread. If you've never read it, go over there and read it. I mean, I think some of the posts are a little bit more fair than others over there and whatever. But I do think it's a good question to ask. You know, when is too soon and when is not too soon? You know, I said in covering the David Dobrik situation that I knew that he was going to come. I think I said something about him coming back soon because he said in his video, he said something like, I love to make videos, so I will be back making videos. That is part of the problem that these other people didn't do previously, but David Dobrik knew what to do because he already had the model for this fall from grace before, if that made sense. Like, we had seen it with, Shane Dawson, James Charles, we had seen it with Jeffree Star, we had seen it with a lot of these people, right? So David Dobrik, in watching what's happening on the internet very closely, which I believe that he has, and he does, I think that he knew there's certain things I have to say in this very short video, and that one of the things I'm going to say is, be ready for my return, so that when he returned, people wouldn't be surprised by it. They'd be like, oh, David's back. And, in all honesty, the majority of people weren't surprised, and he's now getting the same views that he was getting before, right? With Shane Dawson, I don't know. I don't know what I think is too long. To me, like I said, it's not a time thing. It's a what have you done with that time? Have you changed? When I watch Ryland's video about making my boyfriend's, favorite meal, which is interesting because everybody on that video speculated, like, why are you not calling him his fiance anymore? It's just to drive up more traffic or whatever, And it was interesting to me because it was like there were a lot of really problematic things in that video that to me told me that Shane and Ryland have learned nothing from this, right? So when you think that you're above learning any lessons, or you think that you're above like any growth or whatsoever, and then your audience is expecting for you to show growth, you either have to fake it, which I don't know Shane Dawson has the ability to fake it, or if he really has learned, I think as far as the Trisha Paytas thing, I think that's interesting, When Trisha Paytas came out, when they had their falling out and talked about Shane Dawson's big project, I think whatever big project Shane Dawson had as far as a return, which I do believe at that point was some kind of, let me show you all the progress I've made in the last year. Because if you look up to that point, okay, if you look until all of this stuff happened with Trisha and their falling out and Ryland addressing it on the SIP podcast and all that kind of stuff, if you look up at that point, Shane really hadn't made much of a return. I mean, he really wasn't. Yes, people were speculating that he was editing the SIP and things like that, and from time to time you could maybe hear him laugh, but it wasn't like it is now. I mean, it wasn't posting pictures, it wasn't doing this, it wasn't doing that, and it wasn't right after the Trisha thing happened. I mean, it was like he let that settle down a little bit. Shane Dawson knows what he's doing. Shane Dawson is first and foremost a businessman. He knows what he's doing. So he waited a couple months till that died down, and then started posting pictures again to get people like, okay, he's coming back, getting them used to seeing him, right? Which, from a PR point of view is not stupid. It's like, oh, well, Shane's back here, he's back there. And I also think this, like Shane posting a picture, then posting an Instagram story, if he posted more and more and more, the more he posts, the more people are gonna get used to it. It's like, Tati, from a PR standpoint, was very smart to come back, address it in one video, and then start posting. And Tati is being very active on Twitter. She's posting a lot. She's posting videos again. And it's like she's just right back to where she was before, okay? So it's really about which door do you enter. And I think Shane Dawson's trying to figure out which door do I enter, okay? Do I enter on just, some Instagram story and say, hey, I really missed you guys, and I don't know how to come back, and I know I screwed up, but what do I do? So whoever catches that and puts it in a drama video, then everybody knows that he said that. Or does he put it on his Shane Glosson channel? Does he make a comment, does he make a thread on his commentary or his community tab? Does he make a whole video on his Shane channel? He'll never do that. It won't be one video of him sitting down on his Shane channel talking about, like, just how bad he's screwed up. I would be really surprised if he did that. I would respect that if he did that because I think that's what he needs to do. I don't know that Shane really doesn't realize. It's just like, if he came back and took ownership and accountability for all the things that his fans are upset with him about and sat down in a video and did that and just was like, and not this like, hey, you guys, you don't have to buy my slimes, but just like how he talks to everybody else, like not at home putting on 15 wigs and all that kind of stuff, because I don't believe that that's how it is when they're just sitting around. I think, but if he was just like, you guys look, like, I love YouTube. Okay, this is my career. I've done this forever. I don't know what to do besides YouTube. I don't want to do anything besides YouTube, and I screwed up royally. So I'm coming back, and I'm sorry for all the things I did, and this is what I've learned since I've been gone about it, and he shared with that. If he's learned anything, that's the thing to me. It's like, I say this in my videos. I said this in my video about Trisha yesterday. It's like, okay, this apology is great, but let's see the actions that follow it, you know? So you come back, but like, are you going to continue to be problematic? Shane and Ryland literally can't stay non-problematic in a vlog cooking a meal in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, when Ryland exposed himself, if he thought that was a good idea on the heels of everything that has come out, you know? I'm like, I was really blown away by that in the video. And on top of that, it's like, I think that their attitude with that, if you had to assume what their attitude was from that is, screw you, we're going to do what we want to do. We don't really care. We don't have to. I do think there's a part of that Shane knows. I do also think that Shane isn't really ready to handle all of the negative criticism that he knows he's going to receive as soon as he comes back. My battery died. So for any of these people that come back, there's always this, I'm so glad you're back, I'm so glad you're back, blah, blah, blah. You know, like with David Dobrik. Go look at his videos. People are like, I missed you, I missed you. There's going to be tons of that, okay? On Ryland's video, there was so much of that, right? But he knows he's going to get a lot of backlash. He knows there's going to be drama channel videos made about him. He knows that people are going to say things. So I don't know. For me, it's not a time limit thing. You know, do I think that a week is long enough? No, probably not. Do I think that a month is long enough? I think, you know, I don't know, maybe a month or two, you know, like if you really sat down with somebody and did some evaluation of what all that was about, like I'm talking about really doing the work though. I'm not talking about just sitting around your house watching, you know, Netflix and making, you know, meals and stuff like that and, you know, going to the mall. I'm talking about like really doing some work, you know, for any of these people, not just, this isn't just for Shane Dawson, but for any people, you know. Do I think that like if it's one thing that you screwed up on and you come out 2 videos later and you're like, wow, like I didn't even realize what I had done. I mean, sometimes I do think that that's enough, you know? Depends on the person watching it. Like I said, you guys are the ones that make that decision up, you know? I don't know. I'd be interested to know what you guys have to say in the comment section below. Like, how long do you think is too long? It's like, here's the thing. For me, it's that they don't have any issue like trying to figure out how to come back. Like they don't realize that it's not so much about figuring out how to come back as it is just sitting down and taking accountability, okay? Just taking accountability, owning what you did and putting it out there, you know, and just saying, this is what I did. And I know that there's going to be some people that are going to never forgive me for it. And there's going to be some people that aren't going to like me. They're not going to continue to watch my videos, but hey, it is what it is. I'm coming back, you know? I don't really understand why that's so difficult to just admit that you were wrong. Like the egos and the arrogance and the pride of some of these people, you know, it's like, you know, I said this in my video yesterday. It was like when Trisha mentioned in their video about, you know, when you're in the wrong, it's harder to apologize. And like that comment didn't make any sense to me because I'm like, you know, when you're in the wrong, like that, you're the one that should be apologizing, right? Oh, but I guess everybody has to wait until you're in a good mood, right? Like, oh, so I guess everybody needs to wait until Shane's in a good frame of mind, or James Charles in a good frame of mind, or David Dobrik, or any of these other people, you know, we have to wait for them until they're ready to, you know, take accountability for it. Like, I don't know, maybe learn your lesson a little quicker. I don't know. I think there's so many people out there still, you know, that are like, Shane should never come back, and I think there's a lot of people that are like, I can't wait for Shane to come back, and then there's a lot of people that are like, I want Shane to come back, but I want him to take accountability, and then we'll see what he does. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I mean, personally, I'm just like, I look back and I think, what did I really enjoy about him, you know? And does the good outweigh the negative? For me, is kind of how I am. And, you know, somebody made this comment recently on, I think it was the Beauty Guru Reddit or something, and said that in Tati's absence, they had found so many new beauty influencers. And I was like, you know, thinking about that with like all these people, like when they're gone, you know, whose videos that I used to watch on a regular basis to do drama commentary on and stuff, you know, it's like, there's more people out there, you know? I mean, there's other people that, I mean, I have found to watch on YouTube. It's like, I mean, Shane Dawson, David Dobrik, well, I never watched David Dobrik. James Charles, Tati Westbrook, they're not the end of the world. I mean, they aren't, you know? And so it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. You know, it's going to be really interesting to see, though, what Shane does when he comes back. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys. One final fan flip. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.